Word formation in English. Watch this video and learn how to use the English words. More specifically, we're going to talk about the word short. If it's your first time watching this video, hello, I'm Teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, yes, because every week I post different kinds of English lessons to help you become a better and more confident English speaker, so consider subscribing, and I appreciate if you smash this like button. But let's talk about word formation. This is the 5th video that I have made about this subject here on my channel. And here, guys, on YouTube, I help, well, on my social media in general, I help pre-intermediate and intermediate students to go from stuck to speaking in 6 months. And in this video series, it is so important for students at this level, pre-intermediate, intermediate students, because I'm focusing on a common mistake: knowing how to use the words, okay? And the variations. And the more you study about this, the more you study this subject, the more clearly you're going to speak. And that's my goal at the end of the day, okay? This is something that I do with my students. In every module inside the academy, they work on vocabulary, they learn how to use the words, they post their examples, not to mention the workshops that I give them every month via Zoom, not here. I give workshops here, but it's different. These are classes that I prepare to my students. And there we work on vocabulary. We work on understanding the types of words and how to use them properly when speaking in English. And that's what you want, I imagine. Understand and talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime. But let's take a look at this. Okay, this is just a quick review. In the first video of this series, I talked about the most common types of words. I'm not including preposition or conjunction. No, I'm just focusing on important types of words when creating sentences, when communicating, and nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs. They are your bread and butter, okay? They are the base, they are the foundation of communication. If you don't know how to use them properly, you will make a ton of mistakes, and it'll make it difficult for native speakers to understand what you say. And this is where students get super confused, knowing how to use these types of words, okay? Very well. That being said, let's talk about the first one, short, adjective, okay? So the most common meaning of this word is adjective, short, okay? And what is short? That is the opposite of long, the opposite of tall, okay? So tall, short, okay? Long, a long story, a long video, 20 hours. My God, teacher, this is a long video. I agree. Can you imagine a 20-hour video? That's very long. The opposite, a short video, 1 minute, 2 minutes. That's short, okay? So that's the definition. It's small in length, in distance, in height, and time, okay? Also possible. I didn't put it here, but it's also possible. Now, my hair is shorter than I wanted it to be. This is true about me. One thing that I tell my students, I'm going to tell you now, is to learn a lesson, I must use it. So when creating examples, connect the examples with your life, okay? And this is true about me. When I created this example, I was thinking about me. I feel like my hair is too short. I want it to be like here, but it's here. And I have a health condition, and my hair doesn't work the way I would like it to work. I'm afraid. But I am happy with my hair. Thank you, hair. You're short. In my opinion, it's short, okay? I want it to be longer, but it's not. It's too short, okay? Anyway, I think I will walk to the station today. It's a short walk, and the weather is so good. So it's a short walk. It's a short distance. So it's an adjective, okay? I have short hair. I'm short. That's the opposite of tall. So it's a very flexible adjective that many students know. But let's take a look at the next formation. Shorten. Now we're talking about action. We're talking about a verb. And here I added en, shorten. Okay, so this is not quality anymore. I cannot say I am shortened. No, this is wrong. That's why formation understanding word formation is so relevant. So to shorten means to become short, or to make something shorter, in length, in distance, or in height, or in time. So this is a good example. I need to shorten these pants. They're too long, okay? So I need to shorten my pants. Not true about me, okay? I did this though with a couple of different pants. These pants are fine, okay? They're good. But I had 2 pairs of pants that were too long and I had to shorten them, but I cannot do that. I don't know how to shorten pants. So I paid for a seamstress to do the job, okay, to do the work. So I need to shorten these pants. Do you know a good seamstress? So I took my pants to a seamstress. I didn't know her. I think the job was okay. You know, there were some other things she needed to do. I'm not totally happy with it, but she got the job done, right? Now, if you're not happy, why don't you shorten this trip? Why don't you shorten this trip? Why don't you reduce the time of this trip, the duration in terms of time? So maybe you're traveling, you're in Paris, but you're not happy. It happens, you know. Happiness is not about the place. It's about inside. It's about the mind. So maybe you're not happy about it. So I tell you, you're on the phone with me. Oh, Priscilla, I'm so miserable. In France, I don't know what to do. Well, why don't you shorten this trip? There you go. Do you think I should shorten my hair? Well, this is definitely, I don't even bother asking people that question, because my answer is no, because I don't want to shorten my hair. But maybe you are thinking about it, you're considering it. So you can ask someone around, you can ask around and you can say, hey, do you think it's a good idea to shorten my hair? No. In my case, it's not, at least. Okay? Now, shortage. Okay? Shortage is a noun. Okay? It's a noun. So we talked about adjectives. I showed you an adjective. I showed you the verb. Now I'm going to show you a noun. There are 2 nouns that I want to show you with short. Okay? And the first one is shortage. Very common in specific situations. So shortage means a situation in which there is not enough. There's a shortage. There is not enough of something. Okay? So take a look at the examples. Water shortage is a common problem in the northeast of Brazil. This is true. Okay? In the northeast of Brazil, there is a shortage of water all year long. Okay? Unfortunately, I don't know the exact states, but many states in the northeast of Brazil have a shortage of water. Okay? That's a water shortage issue. And they're trying to fix it, but honestly, I don't think they ever will. It's bad. Okay. Now, another example: there was a shortage of medical equipment during the pandemic. This is true, because many hospitals were crowded, and there was a shortage of medical equipment. There was a shortage of staff. Okay, people, doctors, nurses, people who work in hospitals. There was a shortage of medical staff, of medical equipment. But fortunately, nowadays, everything is going back to what it used to be. And we no longer have this shortage of medical equipment due to the pandemic. We have shortage of medical equipment due to other issues. Okay, caused by man. But anyway, because of the shortage of workers, all orders will be delayed. All orders will be delayed. I was going to say delivered. No, will be delayed because of the shortage of workers. Because there are not enough workers. The deliveries, the orders will be delayed. They won't be able to deliver on time because of the shortage of workers, because they don't have enough people working. There will be a delay in the delivery of the orders, okay? Awesome, guys. Now, make sure to subscribe to my channel, smash that like button. And if you're interested, I have an amazing study plan cycle, link in the description of this video. But let's move on. Shortness, also a noun, but the meaning is a little different. It can be used as it's possible to use it as a synonym, but I would focus on the other meanings, which are more common. One thing that I like to emphasize with this lesson is always think of a context. Just because the word exists, just because the word is real, just because the word is possible, doesn't mean you're going to use it like crazy. No. This is going to help your comprehension. This is going to help you in specific situations. And this is one example. Let's say you go to a doctor, you're at a hospital, you're traveling on vacation, and suddenly you feel a little sick. And when you go to the hospital to talk to the doctor, you have to describe your symptoms. This one, very common, okay? Why? What is this symptom? Shortness of breath. Okay? Not enough breath. Okay, too short. The quality of being short, not being very long. Okay? But in this case here, the duration of your breathing, shortness. You're breathing too quickly because you don't have enough air, because you're in trouble, something happened. Okay? So very common. This is the most common collocation with shortness, okay? As I like to say, whenever I'm creating vocabulary lessons, word formation lessons, I look up the dictionaries like crazy. I look up other things too, other resources, audio resources, video resources, and I see hundreds of examples before I come here and I post this lesson. So one thing that I noticed is that this is the most common collocation with shortness, okay, shortness of breath. Oh, but Priscilla, I can never use it in a different way. You can. Of course, it's possible. There are situations, but you need to think of a context. That's when there is a little bit more limitation, okay? But shortness means the quality of being small in length, distance, or height, not being very long or less than the average, okay? So you're breathing, it's cutting. You're not able to have a long breath. Probably something happened, okay? You have shortness of breath. The quality of not containing many words is also a possible meaning, a little bit different. So books that are too short. But in this case, it's not an adjective. It's a noun. So can I describe a book that's too short? I can. Is it common? Not so much. But I put an example, okay? Let's take a look at the examples. So are you having any shortness of breath? No, not my case, okay? The shortness of this book makes it easier for beginners to get started. So maybe I am describing a book. Imagine this is a book, okay? Because I don't have short books. I only have long ones. And then I'm telling you, oh, this is great for beginners because the shortness of this book doesn't have many words. The shortness of this book will help beginners because it'll make it easier for them to read the book. So you see, I had to go around and think about a situation. I can just say, oh, this book is short. It's great for beginners. Much easier, okay? Much easier. So just because you know a word doesn't mean you're going to use it. It's important to know the word to help you with comprehension, though, okay? Another example, her shortness has nothing to do with inability to do this job. With her, I forgot to add the pronoun, the possessive pronoun, possessive adjective, her inability. Her shortness has nothing to do with her inability to do this job. With proper training, she'll be able to handle the routine around here. So maybe we have an employee. Okay, she's new, but she's very short. Okay, very short. So my colleagues come to tell me, I'm the boss. They come to tell me, Priscilla, I think Linda is not a good employee. This is too difficult for her. She's too short. And then I'm like, no. Her shortness has nothing to do with her problem doing the job. I think she needs training. When she gets the proper training, she will be able to do the job like everybody else. You don't need to be tall to do this job. So let's teach her how to do the job properly. So her shortness has nothing to do with her problem here. Let's help her. Let's teach her. Let's help her learn. That's the goal. And finally, shortly. Adverb. Remember, adverbs change verbs, okay? Adjectives change nouns. Adverbs change verbs. So shortly means in a short time, not very long. Take a look at the examples. I saw my cousin shortly before he moved to Canada. I'll be ready shortly. Now, what is this supposed to mean? I saw my cousin shortly before, a little bit before he moved to Canada. Not long before he moved. So he moved to Canada 1 day, 2 days before I saw him. That's the idea. Shortly before. Very common collocation, by the way. Shortly before, shortly after. Okay? Yes. I talked to my cousin shortly after he moved to Canada. Oh, really? And how's he doing? Oh, great. He loved it. He's really happy. He's settled in. He already got a job. You know, he's doing great. Awesome. I'll be ready shortly. I talk about this, okay? I'll be starting the video shortly. I do this with my BSA a lot because when we start the call on Zoom, I can start by saying this. Oh, I'll be starting in a few minutes. I usually say this. I'll be starting in a few minutes. I'll be getting started shortly. Okay, we'll be getting started shortly. All good. Very, very common. Now, students, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Share this video with a friend. Post examples because that's how you learn. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Bye.